Most people think moving to Greater Seattle is just a straight price climb from city neighborhoods to higher-priced suburbs. The 2026 numbers say otherwise, from $346 to $1,278 a foot. And these 5 Seattle area neighborhoods prove it. Before you move to Seattle, the point is not to memorize one magic number. It is to know which number answers which question. For price per square foot, Redfin's May 2026 figures run from $346 in Kent to $1,278 in Medina, a spread of about 3.7 times. The countdown starts with a neighborhood where the biggest signal is not the price level, but the direction it is moving. Number 5. South Lake Union, Seattle. South Lake Union is the momentum example. Zillow's home value estimates from May 2026 put the median home price here at $499,729, and the neighborhood is down 6% year over year. Walk Score rates the area at 94, which fits the street-level experience around Westlake, Mercer, Denny, and the lakefront blocks near the Center for Wooden Boats. In a neighborhood known for offices, apartments, restaurants, and quick access to Lake Union, the number to notice is the slide. That 6% drop matters because a home price by itself is only a snapshot. If you only look at the median, South Lake Union may look like a compact urban option with a lower number than many Seattle neighborhoods. But momentum tells you whether the local market is rising, cooling, or moving sideways. Here, the 2026 lesson is simple. Ask not only what the price is, but what direction it has been moving. South Lake Union also shows why a walkable address and price movement can tell different stories at the same time. A walk score in the 90s says daily errands, food, coffee, transit connections, and waterfront pads are close together. A year-over-year decline says the real estate market has been adjusting, even while the neighborhood remains active on the ground. That is why momentum earns the number 5 spot. It can change the meaning of every other number you see. Number 4. Seward Park, Seattle. Seward Park is the price-to-rent example, and the number here is around 53 times annual rent. Rents near $1,831, compared with a median home price of $1,165,214, create a very different calculation than the median alone suggests. The neighborhood sits by Lake Washington, with Seward Park itself wrapping the Bailey Peninsula in trees, shoreline, and walking paths. Its walk score is 46, so the feel is more residential and spread out than South Lake Union. That 53 times ratio is useful because it compares 2 different ways of paying for the same general location. A high purchase price can be easier to understand when you compare it with local rent, rather than with another neighborhood across the metro. In Seward Park, the ratio tells you to slow down and run both scenarios before assuming ownership and renting are close substitutes. The number does not decide the move, but it does sharpen the question. Seward Park also reminds you that Seattle's housing numbers are tied to geography. Lake Washington access, parkland, hillside streets, and established residential blocks all influence how people read the area, even before they look at a listing. But the price-to-rent ratio catches something scenery cannot: how far the ownership cost signal has separated from the rent signal. That is why this neighborhood ranks 4th. It turns a familiar Seattle address into a rent versus buy math problem. Number 3. Everett, Washington. Everett is the walkability per dollar example, and it challenges a common Seattle area assumption. The city's walk score is 95, while the median home price is $558,951. Look around downtown Everett, especially near Colby Avenue, Hewitt Avenue, the waterfront, and the streets leading toward Everett Station, and the number makes more sense. You can find an urban grid, historic commercial blocks, restaurants, public buildings, and transit connections without being inside Seattle city limits. That is the point. Walkability does not automatically require the highest home values in the metro. Everett sits north of Seattle, and its number combination is what earns the number 3 spot. A 95 walk score paired with a median below several Seattle examples gives you a different way to measure location. Instead of asking only how close is this to downtown Seattle, the better question is, what daily access does this place actually provide? Everett's role is not to say one city replaces another. It is to show that the greater Seattle area has multiple urban patterns, and some of them are outside the usual mental map. If you are comparing neighborhoods only by county line, commute assumption, or old reputation, you may miss the walkability number entirely. For 2026, Everett's lesson is that a strong walking score and a mid-market median can coexist. Number 2. Kent, Washington. Kent is the blended median example, and it brings the price per foot floor into focus. The median home price is $657,052, and the price per square foot is $346. The city stretches across the Green River Valley, with downtown Kent, Kent Station, industrial corridors, East Hill, West Hill, and residential pockets all contributing to one blended number. Its walk score is 85, which is high enough to matter in a suburban context. That $346 a foot is the important part, because square footage changes how far the same purchase price can stretch. A median near the middle of the metro does not tell the whole story if the homes, lots, and built form differ from Seattle's denser neighborhoods or the East Side's highest-cost enclaves. Kent shows why price per square foot can be more revealing than the headline median. It gives you a clearer sense of what each dollar is buying in physical space. Kent also illustrates one of the main cautions in this episode. Blended numbers are area estimates, not promises about any single home. A house near one part of Kent can feel very different from a home across the valley or up the hill, even when both sit under the same city name. Still, the $346 figure is powerful because it anchors the lower end of this countdown square foot range. Before you move to Greater Seattle, Kent teaches you to compare space, not just sticker price. Number 1. Medina, Washington. Medina is the price per square foot ceiling, and that is why it takes the top spot. The number is $1,278 a foot, with a median home price of $4,564,965. The city sits on the east side of Lake Washington, near the Evergreen Point Bridge connection, with quiet streets, shoreline properties, and small civic spaces, such as Medina Park. Its walk score is 33. So this is not a walkability story. This is the fastest number in the video for understanding what an address can cost before you even see the house. Price per square foot strips away some of the emotion around architecture, landscaping, and lake proximity, and reduces the comparison to one blunt unit. In Medina, that unit reaches the top of this greater Seattle range. The contrast with Kent is the headline: $346 a foot versus $1,278 a foot. That gap is about 3.7 times, and it explains why two homes with similar asking prices can represent very different amounts of space. It also shows why a median alone can mislead you when comparing across the lake, across city lines, or across different housing styles. Medina's median is the highest, but the square foot number is even more revealing. It tells you that location, land, and address can compress space faster than almost any other metric. And that brings the 5 numbers together. South Lake Union gave us momentum. Seward Park gave us price to rent. Everett gave us walkability per dollar. Kent gave us the blended median and lower price per foot. And Medina gave us the ceiling. No single number decides a move, because each one hides something the others reveal. The medians, ratios, walk scores, and square foot figures are May 2026 snapshots, and they will drift as the market changes. That was South Lake Union, Seward Park, Everett, Kent, and Medina. Every number here is sourced, with links in the description. Which neighborhood would have made your top 5? If this helped, tap like and subscribe. Tell me what Seattle area topic you want next.